Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Where did we leave off last time? It was we'd finished the first day of trial and Rise from the Ashes. And we were cross-examining the witness, the girl with all the lunches. Angel Star and her many lunch boxes. But we found out that she was in the security room and she ran down. I'm sure there was a twist at the end and I don't remember what it is, but for whatever reason we're off doing more investigating, so I'm sure it will come back to me. Let's jump right in. Oh god, I've turned the sound up, haven't I? Oh god, when did I put the sound up full bung? What was I doing? Get rid of that. February 23rd, 11:56 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Why are we still in the court? Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. Oh, that's right, that was where we left off, that they found some cloth in the exhaust of the car, Edgeworth's car, with the dead body in it. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh god, it's him, isn't it? They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come to take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow in her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! February 23rd, 12:32 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 9. Why are we still in court? I thought we were investigating. This has never happened. Oh, that's right, they went for a break. Why? Okay, well, this is odd. I did not realize we were coming back to do more trial. Okay. I'd like to resume. Is he okay? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh my god. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, me too. Well then, I believe it's time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Miles, are you okay? It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Who the fuck is this? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Why has he got a Templar cross? Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Straight up, who is this? What is going on? Ah, it's you. It's who? What's going on? Fine, keep your secrets. Oh, haha. Sorry, I'm late. Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Udgy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. What is going on? Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. I think Edgeworth probably had enough swimming after, you know, going out on a lake and some guy pretending to die and then jumping off the boat. Little Worthy. Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Is he? Because he looks like he would present property programs. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. You definitely present property programs. So, what do we owe to the... Why can't I read? To what do we owe the honour... Oh my god, to what do we owe this honour today? My brain just crashes. It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. Yeah, I have to admit, he does look like he, you know, could do with a Snickers. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. Will you stop calling it a muffler? It's a fucking scarf. Like, I've never heard someone call a scarf a muffler until this case. This is nonsense. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's a weird thing. Oh my god, will you stop staring at me? Say words. Use your words. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Oh, Chief. What kind of outfit are you running? Yeah, pretty shit one, to be honest. Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all, they are pretty shit. Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oh, why has it got creepy? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth. What the fuck is going on? That's not fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This doesn't seem right somehow. This kind of major blunder is so unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defence a favour first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honour? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and if I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. But he threatened your life with the switchblade knife. What a guy, makes you cry, Untitled. That's all I've heard in my head since he first said switchblade. Right, well there's a thingy here. A tag of some description. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incident fame. Oh, they think it's another case number? But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this, somehow. What, you mean the alphabet? I'm sure you've seen it in a lot of places, yeah. And numbers too. Is this a stain? Or is it just shadow? Ooh, what was that? Wow, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but can I ask you to testify for us about the split between prosecutors and the police? And this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. I was not expecting another testimony. This is a surprise. I was expecting to investigate. However, I do think surely the police department is not the job. It's not the job of the prosecution to babysit the police department when they're doing their investigations. I mean, I only ever watched Law and Order UK, but that's certainly not how it worked in Law and Order. But this isn't in the UK, so it's hard to tell. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. That's not how it works, you're under oath. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. What are you talking about? There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Yeah, when he said detective was killed, I thought he meant Detective Goodman, but clearly means another detective. In which case, this has just got really, really complicated. Wada. Anyway, we at the department were all a fluster, as you might well assume. We were in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Watch me not do that at all. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Oh, so the knife was inside the scarf, inside the exhaust? This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department that I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how were things down at the department? What does he mean by the piece of evidence that stumped me all this time? Is there anything else on this to, like, investigate? No. Well, anyway. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, right? Righto, my boy? Sharp, hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. This guy's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Ooh. So we know he was in the police department. We know he was... Are we assuming... Well... No, we don't know how he died, do we? Do we? They haven't asked. And we know that they died at 5:15. I was going to say we know they were killed with the switchblade, but actually we don't know that because that was in a completely different place. So, how the victim was killed? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing. With a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. This guy is taking this way too well. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. How have we got to court before establishing any of this? It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's office and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Very slim. Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Oh, you're going to talk about it? How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. I already did! The knife is special, but I can't say how here. Alright, we're back at the beginning, aren't we? Like, I've already looked at the knife. Like, we've already examined this. Yeah, they're just saying the same thing. Maybe I should check the court record again? What do you mean? Because I was wondering if it was this, but that's not the same numbers at all, is it? Wait! Yes, it is! It's upside down. That says, that's SL9. Is that what the numbers were? SL9 too. It was on that note. See, I was looking at that and I'm like, but that says 675, but it doesn't say 675, does it? It says SL9 2/21. Wild. Wild. Okay. So where should I present this then? Here, do you think? And the music stopped. Okay. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha, an honest-to-goodness what do you mean from the judge. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12 2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? 221 SL9. Ah, aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing written on the knife's tag. Yes, it is. That's why we brought it up. Oda. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Okay. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something didn't happen. Oh wait, I already asked this question, didn't I? Damn it. Stop! I already asked this question. Stop telling me things. The time of the crime, blah, blah, blah. It's not officially linked, so I can't talk much about it. And that knife. I'd better check this knife out. I already did! I feel like I need to present the knife, but I don't know. Where's my walkthrough? I feel like a bad person constantly going back to this walkthrough, but I'm not. I'm scared of getting stuff wrong. Oh, apparently I was supposed to ask him where the victim was found. But I didn't ask him that, so what am I supposed to do? Because he didn't ask me to ask that again, did he? Is it this question? Oh, right, yeah, it's this one. Okay. Tell you one thing and one thing only. Except she told me something before, so I'm supposed to ask where the victim was found. Where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife wasn't evidence in a case, it was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Stop telling me to check out the fucking knife. Okay. It says he would change his statement, but he hasn't. So now my walkthrough doesn't match the game. No, the music doesn't stop. No, I'm so confused. He didn't do what it told me to he would do. Oh, damn it. Ah. Right, okay. Maybe I need to press him on something. This is bad. This is going bad. Oh, he's changed. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention that the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you had deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. Well, I'm sure he said it was a man. Although I might be able to ask them all, so I could try. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Aha! Criminal Affairs Division 1. The detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed, blah 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 blah, yeah, I know. Oh my god, stop saying the same statement! I hate you two. Oh, for the love of God! Can you not just let me ask the questions without making me go back through this dialogue? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5822189. 5842189. What was this guy's number? Wait, what? It's the same number. 5842189. What? So was the guy in the car? The guy that was killed in the car park, was he not Goodman? Was he someone else? I'm so confused. What is going on? I mean, it tells me something. I don't know what it tells me, but it tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Yeah, what does it mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of this detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news. Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel ID is the top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And? This means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong! The number the chief gave us was 5842189. What? Wait a second, Wright. What does this... I mean, why are you objecting? Just ask the question. Mean? That's what I want to know too. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho ho ho, sharp as a tack, Righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yeah, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location? I mean, no, that's not what we're saying, Edgeworth. Oda. No, what I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh no. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Oh god, Edgeworth's gonna have an aneurysm. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Land of Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the... Written right? on the top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Alright, Emma, that's fine. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. Why is this beginning to sound like the police department is trying to set Edgeworth up? Why does this sound like some massive scheme, deliberately to do him in? I'm very sus of this entire situation right now. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Speak, apparition! No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say unworthy. What? Now what was that second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in the court. Oh god, Edgeworth is actually going to explode. He's going to burst a blood vessel. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You're becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumours. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologise for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honour. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Wow, that was random. If I'd known that that was going to be the next part, then I would have just kept going the last time, but I assumed because it had like gotten to the end that was like the end of the story for that day. But apparently we had more day. How long have we been? It was another 40 minutes. Wow. That's, well, okay, that's weird. Sure thing. I have no idea then how long it will be if I keep recording. Anyway, we're going to save the game. La la. Right, well now we're going to go investigating, I guess. My walkthrough didn't even say that. It didn't say that it was going to go into another day. That explains then why this one is so bloody long if they just added entire sections to it. Anywho, right. February 23rd, 2:15 PM, Wright and Cole offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 PM on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this "and the evidence room" part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Would you mind coming with me? I'll prove that these thick round glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. February 23rd, Prosecutor's Office. Underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Wait, there wasn't a body? What? What? Of course, it was our victim who was killed at the department, and my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. I'm so confused. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister, erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not. The water in that oil drum washed it all away. Hehehe. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Oh, alright then. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Touch the screen to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains. Oh, there's some blood. Any others? Just those. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain? It's so... ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we'll definitely know this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? I would say the amount of blood, because there was like a massive stabbing, and there's like 3 spots of blood on the floor. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It's strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be more bloodstains than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? See how I'm marking up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, that's very useful information to have. I saved up my allowance to buy this. Luminol testing fluid information received from Emma. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case, and will drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? This luminol stuff is going to come in handy. Ha! Oh lord. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr, you only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead and doesn't really get my mouth watering. What do you want, bitch? You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah. I swear it's on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of a suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I'd found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Wait, she doesn't mean... Can I show her that? Can I show her the knife then? What do you think about this? SL9 incident. On that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective in that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferral the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, the SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Okay. Like, is she not going to tell me more about the SL9 incident? Okay, why isn't there a thing to tell me more about the SL9 incident? What is it doing? Oh, apparently I'm supposed to present more stuff to her. For fuck's sake, okay. Right. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistake in that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Did you take a look at this? Yeah? Yeah? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No thanks. No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get a rich flavour like this. We pre-infused the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to the aroma. Exquisite. The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Oh, the photo. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime, and climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder? That's when I took the photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I haven't had my testimony get disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? You just said there wasn't a time! Right, tell me about the SL9 incident. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. He's on security detail in the police department, isn't he? As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now, and no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell? There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Just when the detectives in the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Ricky. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes? Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you, if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch received from Miss Star. Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating in this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Alright. 2 seconds. I'm going to go and check something in my house. I'll be right back. Okay. So... what am I doing now? Alright, I'm supposed to leave the room. I don't know why I'm looking at the walkthrough. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm meant to leave. That's fine. Right, move! Where do I want to go? Do I need to examine something? So that's where my star saw the incident from. You can probably see quite a lot from up there. That probably means she wasn't lying when she saw my Sky stab him. Where's the security guard anyway? Well, this is just something I heard. But apparently he went out to buy coffee for my star. That woman is a force to be reckoned with. Aha, a ladder. Oh, they're just having that conversation again. Please don't tell me about the goddamn ladder. Okay, they're just saying the same things. Right. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Well, this place is certainly tidy today. And it'll be tidy tomorrow, too. Incidentally, he's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Okay, so not that room. Back to the parking lot. Police department? February 23rd, police department entrance. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed in their own department. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid at an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Alright, fair dues. February 23rd, evidence room entrance, guard station. This is certainly an office. This looks like where Jake Marshall might work. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti! They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is if there's a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who this guard is already. Yeah, me too, girl, me too. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I say it'd be more of a yarg myself. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Probably been recorded over. I know what these security camera things are like. Look on the floor. A lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. Yipes, that sure is prickly. It must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. This cactus is a lot like my sister, actually. Mascot? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with thorns pointing every direction. Just like her. You know, I've been looking at this cactus a while now, and I don't see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. I don't like cacti. I have a real thing. I don't like stuff that's sharp and jaggy. I don't particularly like being around scissors or like sewing needles, even though I do cross stitch. I'm very cautious about the fact that I've got a needle in my hands. I don't like sharp things, and I don't like cacti because they're sharp and they're threatening. And one time when I was a kid, I was at a garden centre and I saw a little boy fall backwards into a cactus, a giant cactus, and then had to watch as his mum had to stand and try and pull cacti thorns out of his butt cheeks. That is a real thing that happened to me. This poor kid had to take his shorts down in the garden centre conservatory, the greenhouse thing, while she had to stand and pull cactus stick things out of his ass cheeks. And ever since then, I've just not liked cacti. They just give me the fear. So there's a story for y'all. Do not bring me a cactus. I will not. That bit in The Good Place when Janet just keeps producing cacti. It's my worst nightmare. Anyway, what else we got? No clues here. I wasn't trying to click a clue. What's this? It looks like there's a video feed. Oh, right. We've already looked at that. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. You mean a poncho? Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. My boys. My poncho boys. I really want them to say something with the fact that he's got alcohol at his work, but apparently no one cares. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it would be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Okay, and how do we get that? February 23rd, police department, entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that? One state lunch, please. Oh, wow. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a state lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him in fact. God. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a state lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Detective Gumshoe won't do anything until he's been fed, and I relate to that on a spiritual level. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. See if I get there and it's Miles, I'm going to have a breakdown. You ran off to the evidence room. Or it's Larry Botts. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. I didn't even get to give him his steak. Detention Center. February 23rd, Detention Center Visitors Room. Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Why? What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh no, it's Meekins, isn't it? Oh no, Meekins! Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he hasn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins. You didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now, this is an unexpected turn of events. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir! Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard office in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person! Are you okay? What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Mascot. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. Oh, I just asked him the victim instead. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. You have to label me as persecutor or victim, sir. Then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. And your hand? That happened when Detective Goodman was stabbed? Well, you see, sir. Don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. It is. And I'm confused. Show him some evidence. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. What does he say about this thing? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Okay, I don't think he knows anything. I want to see if he knew anything about any of these, like, things that belong to the victim. But I don't think he does. Okay, so... February 23rd, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective in this department after all. Yeah, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. I want to check out the crime scene here. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. I just realised, is that the little mascot guy? It's horrifying. Can I examine him? So this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. The design's a little changed from the one outside. Ah, well, the dancing Blue Badger is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely, it's cutting edge stuff, very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter and she burst into tears. I can completely believe that. Don't show her the moving walk-up outside then, you'll give her nightmares. Has he showed up yet? He has not. Okay, is Edgeworth back yet by any chance? No. Then where am I going? What am I doing? Oh, apparently I was supposed to present him the IDs. Like the one thing I didn't present him, for the love of God. Right, look at this badge. Tell me something. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it. Sir, that's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Crime details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whipped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim who he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime. My crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape. I'm so confused. And you wait until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. Alright, I'm going to adjust my heating very quickly. Sorry for keep doing this. But yeah, I'm very confused. I'm really definitely in the opinion that it must be some kind of police, like, high up level scheme. I don't know if it's to try and frame Edgeworth or if they're trying to cover up something else, so they're just throwing a bunch of people under the bus, including Officer Meekins, but something about this, it's a scandal. It's someone has orchestrated this, I am sure of it. Okay, so we want to go back to the parking lot. Oh wait, no, not that crime scene. The one at the police station. I'm an idiot. But there's still no one here. Alright, go back to the police department, criminal affairs. Fucking hell. Why is this so complicated? No, not the parking lot! Oh my god, no. Criminal affairs. Here we go. Police department, criminal affairs. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the head detective's desk. It's Chief Gant. Are you sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked the drawers, the lockers, the garbage cans, the coat pockets, the pillowcases behind the computer monitors, the coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The head detective looks a little flustered. Aha, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh ho ho, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Because we're gonna get on his good side. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, were they? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. A Dragon Age inquisition. Yeah, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gord Lake? It doesn't look good having one of our top people sitting in the defendant's seat. Now, you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. But wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? This poor guy. Why is it always Edgeworth? It's downright odd, I tell you. I mean, it happened at exactly the same time. The murder at the prosecutor's office. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the head detective's trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the head detective to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. And how am I going to do that? Not going to show him. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Ah, sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the dancing blue badger. Oh, he's just gonna say the same thing, I mean. Apparently we're supposed to go talk to the chief of detectives. Who's that? Is it that guy? Is it him? That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know, the killer used a cassette tape. What a crafty trick. The gunshot was a fake. This is good. No one will expect a cassette tape in this day and age. He's not writing a report. He's writing a novel. Me at work. Is it this guy, actually? He's the chief, isn't he? Oh, right, there we are. Oh, sorry, you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? We'll see over there. That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. He took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. You didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. I'll make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report added to the court record. I should probably get a quick look around the crime scene. Okay, that was random. Can I get into the bloody crime scene yet? Nope, he's still not here. Literally, what do I do? How do I leave? Oh, I was supposed to talk to Gan again. For the love of God, why is this so confusing? Like, why am I having such a problem just figuring out where to go? Right, you. Give me a thing. Give me a pass. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favour. Hmm? Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. No, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room till your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Right, then. Okay. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Okay, we can finally go into the evidence room. Thank God. We're getting there slowly. Security guard office. I have to examine the door again. The evidence room is behind that door, and we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners! Well, well, what's made my bambina skies so grey? Officer Marshall? Somehow I knew. What's that somehow I knew look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then. Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Looks like I can ask him anyway. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. Grrrk. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? I think he was just too hungry to talk. Oh, Jinky wants a steak? You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. So, does he want a steak? I wanted to give it to Gumshoe, and now I'm sad. That smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on the television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, my star. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch? I see, I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina, you win. Smack. Finally. It seems like he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I kept getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? What? Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of a crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with my star, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transferrals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferrals, too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambino, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card passed through. Oh, there you go. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that the record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years, so we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the police station. That's what we call transferral. We do it every February. I see now. Transferral is like a funeral for all cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever, dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. I wonder if I show him the ID card. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is B5842189. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number on that ID card record. So you notice there's someone else that went in at 514 right behind him. Look, the 4th number is the perfect match. It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record added to the court record. Got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. we talked to him about everything? Maybe I can show it to Meekins. Or maybe... Oh wait, we never actually went into the evidence room, did we? For God's sake. Got here and never actually went in. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It's really kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Oh, it's Gumshoe. Eek! Whoa! What? Oh my god, did she punch him? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts in the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're a boss for the day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Judge for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Edgeworth. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. The Wink Saga. Mr. Edgeworth just can't stay away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Why is Edgeworth obsessed with another case? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yes, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles. On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence locker added to the court records. Okay. This stupid page that I've got, this stupid walkthrough, it jumps about all the time. Like the page jumps about, it's really annoying. That's the victim, Detective Goodwin's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. That's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number, too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe. Rebel against the system. Detective Goodman's note. And that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know? 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Kinda like DL6 wasn't over. Maybe there are some loose ends left in that case. Oh, have we got anything else I can show him? What have I shown this? This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony, but there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day! I sympathise with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Poor guy. Okay, we've got a ton of shit here. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumours. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your idea number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? For the love of God. Why are they trying to set up Edgeworth? He just had another murder case. Let the poor boy get some sleep. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? I really don't think he did. Now that was a bloody violent case. Violent, so it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago. That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumour mill. Rumours about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the Transferral the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was a detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? What? Okay. No, wait, I don't want to move. I wanted to examine. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. I'm loving this random bit of car door over here. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out in Gourd Lake, remember? Oh right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. Not for me. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. It's a spirit box. Oh, that's a radio locator. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some cases sooner or later. That cheap looking box. You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Okay. Can I examine these doors? This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. I guess I should have known. Hey pal, our security is high tech around here. Yeah, I really don't think you can just open the evidence locker. What's going on? Is this the crime scene? Look, this one's open, and there's an indicator tag stuck on it still. That locker is coded with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Why is there paint? What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Alright then, that's a good way to get the evidence all messed up. Wow, someone must have broken something to make something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Haha, good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. I do love a jigsaw. Is it this one? Maybe? Ah, yeah. Okay, no, it's this one, isn't it? Yeah. It must be this one, surely. Or not. Okay. Oh, there's other pieces. I'm a dipshit. I didn't realize I had so many pieces left. God's sake. It's this one then. For some reason I thought I only had 2 pieces left. I don't know why. Right, this one, surely. And then... is that this one? No. Oh, this one maybe? Yeah, this one. And then... this one. And then... this one. There's still a chunk missing. Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar added to the court record. Unstable jar. Why does that sound like something you would pick up in Skyrim? What does it say about it? Jar piece back together from the fragments and the kind of pieces missing. I can't. What is this? What is this supposed to be? Yeah, I was wondering, is this blood? Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on it when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? What is this? Is it meant to be a handle? Like, I really don't know. Okay. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? If it does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to the court record. What does the corpse thing say about the glove? Extremely thin rubber glove. Check. This tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? Well, are we playing a word game now? Honestly, shut up, Emma. It doesn't look like there's anything else on it. What's that in there? This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. Oh, I should just say that again. Oh wait, what's that? Blood? What's this? Blood? It's Alyssa Warren, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Well, how do I do that? Do I go in the court record and get it? Oh, there we go, spray. Well, we know there's blood here. Oh, blood, blood. Any up here? No? Anything here? There must have been a massive amount of blood here. I've never seen so much before. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien. This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. How many times, man? I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours. Please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down in the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. No, he's got it right. So what do the floor plans look like now? So we've got a patch of blood and a patch of blood. Okay, oh, I'm supposed to spray in the other part of the room? This case is I don't know why I'm finding this investigation particularly difficult, but I am. Yeah, there we go. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where did you get this, Emma? I always buy it mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, there we go. Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the day. What the fuck is that? It might help, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Okie dokie. So we're heading back to see Edgeworth. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. What the fuck? Him? From the hotel? I guess, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg you to leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Ah, it's you. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the District Prosecutor's Office inquiry. Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh yes. He brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Oh look, he's kind of smiling. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing has really taken a toll on him. No wonder, he only just got off of being accused of murder the last time. Inquiry Committee. So how did the Inquiry Committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again. I've heard them say that so many times. Even since that case 2 years ago. Or ever since that case 2 years ago. Lol. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Oh, I'll need to show him ask him why he was in the evidence room. Oh right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? Of course it was the Chief of Police, because he's behind this whole thing. He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. What does it say? Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to his office by Gant's request. Well, what does it say on the tag? The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least, that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Honestly, knowing this lot would not surprise me. God, trying to turn these things on a touchpad is really difficult. Looks like a regular screwdriver. Do I want to show him that we go find blood? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get a reaction out of him. No, he doesn't like that either. Oh, I know you. You probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was the best we had, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a Deputy Chief of Police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? You still working on that scientific investigation? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well then. You might have use for this. Aluminum... Why... Aluminium powder. For taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting set and fingerprint file received. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Me too. What does it say about the fingerprint thing? Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Okay. I don't imagine I need to really check that. But, right, let's skedaddle back to the evidence room then. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here in this blood in the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint, so let's choose the finger that will be left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Well, that one probably. I mean the thumb, but the thumb might be on like an angle, like it might, like my thumb's really bent, so like mine would probably have like a side on. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminium powder around. Huh? How do you do that? Just touch the screen, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. Sorry, I just read a funny text. The aluminium powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? You just blow, with your breath. How am I supposed to do that on an emulator? Imagine you're blowing out the candles in a birthday cake, see? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to though. It's fine, it won't go out your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. How do I do that on an emulator? What do I do then? I wonder. Right, hold on. So I'm doing some Googling, right? And it says if you've got a microphone on your computer, it should still work. But it's not. I've obviously got a microphone recording right now, and it's not doing anything, so... I've just found a video on YouTube called How to Blow on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney using Des Mummy, so... we might be getting somewhere. Be right back. Okay, so apparently you had to assign it to a hotkey to tell the microphone to work. I'll just quickly put my sound back on. Okay, let's see if this works then. Nope, it's still not doing it. Oh god, I feel so stupid. Okay, I'm an idiot. It does work. I forgot I had the game paused. It wouldn't have worked until I put the hotkey on, but I forgot I'd paused the game to shut up the music in the background. Right, hang fire. I think I've got it. Let's see if this works now. Right. Sound on. It did something! Is that it? No, it's still not looking like it. Right, hold on, I got a thing up. Let's see if it does it any better. Could it be going any slower? What's going on? Oh, it does look like we're getting somewhere though. Something's appearing, I think. I don't even know how. Ugh, I don't even know how to go back to like see if I can put like less powder on it. I don't know what my fucking hotkey is for back. I just don't know. I just don't know anymore. I just don't have a clue. Oh god, I just put more on it. Just, I'm not seeing a fingerprint. Are you guys seeing a fingerprint? 'Cause I'm not. I'm really not. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Oh, thank the Lord we got there. You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Girl, you are not right. I mean, you're not wrong. Also, that was Phoenix. Fucking hell, right. Jesus, wet. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations after everything you just put me through. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Oh, you're going to make me do the other prints now? Oh, you absolute bastards. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Oh, I hate you, game. Okay, but I think I've got it down to a fine art now. Right, hang fire. Yay! A print! So clear, it's dazzling! Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. You're telling me. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. I've lost my fucking walkthrough now. I was googling, how do I blow on my computer? I guess she's right. Thankfully, I think we're almost at the end. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So his fingerprints would be most likely found on this evidence locker. No match is found. No match. Come on, how am I supposed to guess whose they are? Isn't it obvious? The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. They most likely belong to the the owner of the locker. Something wrong? I was just thinking, if you're so sure who it is, why don't you match the fingerprints? Mr. Wright, I was doing this for your benefit, so you'd learn. Fine, fine. Let me think. Who could have left these prints? So it would be Gumshoe then, 'cause it's his locker. Oh yeah, they're a match. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. It was, one over here, wasn't it? It's gone, though. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There you go, her eyes sparkling again. Yeah, let's check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blob was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in this area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Where's my stupid thing? Okay. No match is found. Again? This didn't look like that, did it? No. No. Jake. Oh! Well, that's a twist. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. What? That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This... These are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The liminal reaction. The blood and fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. I wouldn't be so sure. We've still got quite a few days left of this case, darling. To be continued. Well, that took so much longer than I had any right to while I was trying to figure out how the fuck you're supposed to blow. As it turned out, it was actually quite simple. It's just that you have to hotkey in the control to tell it to use the microphone. Which I did not realise, because I am a Dumbo. Okay, well, this has been fun. This has went on far longer than it had any right to. We're at 2 hours and 27 minutes of this video. That's bad, but fuck it. I'm not going to edit it down because that just makes life really difficult for me, having to try and render it so tough. Assuming that it saves correctly. Tough shit. This is... Yeah, I'm interested in this case. I think there's definitely some kind of police higher up malarkey going on. I think there's definitely a scandal here somewhere, and I'm looking forward to uncovering it. But for now, it is 9:15 at night. I've been recording for way longer than I had any intention to, so I'm gonna head off. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!